So what's up, guys? Fly212 here, and I'm going to do a Resident Evil 4 remake reaction video. We're going to watch the trailer right now, and you know, as someone who's been a longtime Resident Evil fan, going back to Resident Evil 2, I never played Resident Evil 1. It came out in 1996, I believe, and it was a little before I was probably playing M-rated games. And in fact, the one of the first M-rated games I played was Resident Evil 2 on the glorious PlayStation. So that's a little bit about me. I widely regard this particular game, Resident Evil 4, as one of, if not the greatest games ever made. So here we go. Turn it up a little bit if you haven't seen this. So it's coming out on the 2023 March, not too long, but a ways. A ways. Not so sure how I feel about the music. I know it's set in Spain, but doesn't really feel like a Resident Evil, uh, game. Okay. Yeah, RE4 is one of the greatest games ever made. It's the best Resident Evil, and I hate to break everyone's, bubble, but it's one of the best Resident Evils by a long shot. It is the best Resident Evil, and there's not another close, in my opinion. And I've been playing them since 2. I've played 1, but I played 2 when it came out. I played Nemesis on the PlayStation 1, and I played Nemesis on my GameCube. And in fact, I replayed Nemesis about a year ago, the GameCube version. Dug out my old GameCube and hooked it up to a still functioning, amazing ViewSonic CRT monitor. Nemesis is pretty great. Nemesis may be the second or third best game, and I've always got a soft spot for the Revelations games. Both of them, both 1 and 2, are really good. The remake was good. So it looks like they're going for a darker tone here. They're getting rid of the hammy,
If I could just forget what happened that night.
Salazar and his hamminess, but I already don't like that. Leon looks to be the same model from the RE2 remake. That fucking game came out like 4 years ago almost, and it's off-putting that they haven't seemed to change that. So that's that's Resident Evil 4. Let's go back and look at it a little more in detail. So it's coming out again on the March 24th, 2023. While away, ways away. Got the Spanish music here. Whatever. Okay. Captured. Now this is important. Okay. Captured on PS5. Mix of gameplay and in-game cinematics. Some camera angles adjusted for trailer use. So, what I'm hoping, dear folks, as I've been saying for a while, or I think I said it in a recent video, we've got to kill the Xbox One and PS4 generation. They have got to die. It's time for those consoles to be left in the past. Come November of this year, it'll be 2 years since the Xbox One and PlayStation 5 generation started, Xbox Series X and PlayStation 5. We've got to move on. We have got to move on. And, I'm hoping that it doesn't come out on older consoles is what I'm saying. But I fear that it probably will. Because Capcom is like any mega conglomerate in the game industry. They want to maximize profits. So, looks like that was the president talking to Leon about his daughter. Go get Goofy. Leon does that. Leon looks really young here. I mean, he doesn't look like he was a seasoned veteran in the original. So it looks like the same graphics as RE Engine, and that's why I'm kind of disappointed overall, because it's not very forward-looking. It looks like a last generation Xbox One, PS4 generation game. Too bad they're not using Unreal Engine 5, huh?
Picked the wrong spot to vacation, eh?
That's Luis. So here's the opening, and that's the church. If you go where the cemetery is, that's Ada. Got Ada here. Maybe we should watch this in slow motion here, and I just talk, huh? Let's do that. So Ada was clearly there. So uh, that's Luis right there. Looks like the Red 9 makes a comeback. That's the Red 9 confirmed. Okay, this is the opening scene of the very first game. Looks like RE4 right in the beginning. That's the guy. So this is very early. This is again a church right after the cemetery. Early on in the game. This is still early in the game. They haven't shown anything of the late, I don't think. So this looks like maybe the castle. We get a white screen. We get another victim. This is maybe the villagers, I'm guessing. There's Ada Wong, confirmed. Leon in the boat. That's the Lake Lago with the monster that you got to spear. There's Ashley. Yeah. There's the church. Not the church, the village. So this looks like this is a new symbol, I believe. I don't know what that means. What this is. Oh, there's the douchebag himself, the main villain. It appears they're going for a much more serious tone. Um, I think that staff of his is alive. It looks like. Let's go back and see. Oh, right there, maybe. Um, yeah, it's alive. It's got snakes on it. It's moving like Medusa. And then we have, of course, the logo exploding out. Resident Evil 4, the remake of one of the greatest games ever made. Maybe the greatest game ever made. I go back and forth. I go back and forth between. If I take out multiplayer games, which I probably should, right? I mean, I go back and forth between like.
What happened that night? The pain.
Yeah, he's young looking right there. I mean,
Second.
she looks like the same age as Leon,
This
which
time,
is strange.
different.
So it's third person. We think, we hope. No more first person shit garbage. Yeah, so what do I think? Ooh, look at that, huh? A little sexy Laura Croft there. That's how Laura should look, by the way. Sexy and hot, powerful. Well, am I excited for it? I guess is the question. Not really. Um, you know, uh, maybe. Uh, ooh, I spelled the name wrong. How about that? I think that it's got maybe um, my worry is that the third remake, RE3 remake they did back in 2020 was good until you realize they cut most of the game out till about after once you get into the sewers and then you come out. There's no clock tower. There's no worm. A lot of the game was cut, and what I'm worried, Resident Evil 4 is a huge game. I mean, it's a 20-hour game. It's a huge game. It's way bigger than RE3 was. I mean, you can beat RE3 in like 5 hours, even if you're not very good. And there's so many locations: the island, the castle, the caves, the village, the lake. Oh god, the underground labs. So many. I'm missing them. There's so many different locations that I'm worried that they're not going to be able to do a good enough job with the remake. And if that's the case, it's going to be a letdown. I'm cautiously excited, I guess you would say. I think that I think that it's good that it appears that we're finally going to start getting games in 2023. 2022 looks kind of weak, to be honest with you. But we're finally going to get some really good games in 2023, and maybe the game industry will make a comeback here. I hope. I hope Resident Evil 4 remake's good, but I'm not overly excited. One, Resident Evil 4 is one of the greatest games ever made. It's a legend. It's if the game industry was basketball, it'd be Wilt Chamberlain. It's hard to perfect something that is perfect. I recently played RE4 last spring, and I think I've talked about this on the channel. It's exceptional. To this day, it's one of the best third-person shooters. It could release right now, and RE4 would be of course, the graphics, but it would be one of the best third-person shooters you could play. It's an incredibly influential game. It influenced Gears of War directly, and Gears of War influenced every game, every shooter, every action game of its generation. So it's as great as the original Resident Evils, the old ones from the PlayStation 1 generation. They were semi-influential, but they were nowhere near Resident Evil 4. The series truly peaked at Resident Evil 4, and if you were around when it came out on the GameCube back in 2005, it was nothing short of a masterpiece, of a watershed in gaming history. So I'm a little concerned that they won't do it justice because it's so great. It's got such an amazing legacy, such adoring fans, myself included, that we can't help but judge the game incredibly severely. So, but anyway, this is my reaction video to Resident Evil 4 Remake, and this is the Fly 212 signing off. And YouTube, I will catch you later. And everyone, I've got some new subscribers. Thank you for joining the channel. I'll try to get Gears of War done in the near future. Maybe play some Quake or Unreal Tournament or whatever. There's a game on here called Ground Breach, which I have, which I might just do a fucking Let's Play. You guys can watch me be a real Tier 1 operator. Anyway, the Fly 212 signing off. Take it easy.